Welcome to another Thursday night hike. Tonight's hike, as you can see, is up the Iyer Spring Trail, and then we're going to go from there up to the top of Bandara. So the Iyer Spring Trail, built a couple years back, obviously the namesake of Iyer Spring, who did so much of the photography work for all of the 100 hikes in Western Washington books, and they named the trail after him. And it goes to Mason Lake, which is about 3 miles in. It is it's, according to the sign over here, it's 3.4 miles into Mason Lake, 3.8 miles up to Bandara. So we'll start up the trail to Mason Lake, but then we will branch off and go up. And so the trail's a really nice trail all the way to where the branch is. It's a beautiful thing. And then it branches off. The Bandara trail is just a route that just goes straight up to the top of the ridge. And in the summertime, it's spectacular. This being the beginning of March, it should be under snow. We shouldn't even be able to get up there. But I think what we're going to find is that it's been such a warm, and it's warm and sunny out here right now, that when we get up to the top of the ridge in the trees, there's going to be some ice. Could be a bit of a slippery trail. Give us a bit of a challenge. But no, we're not expecting any snow to think of. And we met a couple of hikers coming out, and they said they went up to Mason Lake and they laid in the sunshine and took a nap at the lake. It was so warm and sunny. So we've got one more. We got a little bit of the crowd here. We're waiting for the rest to assemble. And then we will head up to up the Iyer Spring Trail to the cutoff to Bandara, and then up to Bandara. And boy, it's just a pretty day. March should not be this way. It's a little overview. And if you look out over there, that's McClellan's Butte. It's another hike we do on Thursday night. See, it's got a little bit of snow on it. That's a spectacular one. You can see the railroad grade across the way. And it's a pretty day. So we'll, hopefully this other car is going to arrive soon and we'll get started. Oh, look at that. Our other car is just arriving. So we'll see how fast they can get packed up and we'll head up the trail. About 1.5 miles up the trail, you come to this site. And it looks like just a clearing in the woods. But actually what this is a site of a massive avalanche about 10 years ago. So came back in the spring to what the summer before had been, this had all been just continued forest, no opening here to speak of at all. Maybe a little one in the bottom, but really no opening, just big trees. Came up the next spring, and here is this huge swath that cut through the forest. The avalanche started way up there in the meadows, up above the tree line. We'll cross over where it started. It isn't nearly as dramatic. And then you can see as it picked up speed how it came down. And this was a wet slab avalanche. Started probably about this time of year, late February, March. There had been, a really heavy snowpack, and then it had warmed, it had rained, and the avalanches, and the prediction was it would involve avalanches all the way down to the entire snowpack, and that's exactly what happened. So it came ripping down here. You can imagine a wall of snow, 30, 40 feet tall, just ripping down here, and all the way down to stretch all the way down to the highway below. And the interesting thing is, it's hard to see unless you get just the right angle. But as it comes down, it makes a turn. And you can see it makes a little bit of a turn right where we are. And as it flowed down, it rose up on the bank on the far side of the turn and shallowed up on the inside of the turn, just like you would expect water to do as it came down. And you could see all the way down how it had done that. It just like, as it flowed down here, it just sloshed back and forth across the valley. An incredible amount of destruction as it came down. It just picked up trees 10, 12 inches in diameter and just plunked them up and carried them down the hill. You can see a few of them laying down here in the brush, but most of them are piled up way down at the bottom. And this came, you know, 1,000 feet below where we are here, all the way across the road and blocked the road coming up to the trailhead. We are almost 3 miles in, and this is where the avalanche started. On that steep slope up there, and it came down here, and you can see a little opening in the trees where it passed through and then just started steamrolling trees as it went down. There's a beautiful view of Mount Rainier. Probably won't show too much on the video. And as we pan over this way, we see McClellan's Butte. The sun is just setting behind McClellan's Butte. And of course, down that way to North Bend and Seattle beyond. A wonderful early March hike. Just didn't expect this at all. This of course should be, there's the couple of the gang hiking up there. This should be so much snow that you wouldn't want to be up here on a steep slope. But this year, no problem, here we are. Not quite 3 miles up the trail. Here we come at the intersection. Bandara Mountain to the right, Mason Lake to the left. Campfires prohibited above 4,000 feet. So we've come up that beautiful trail, the Irish Spring Trail, and it switchbacks here and continues on up towards Mason Lake, and that's Mount Defiance there. There's a trail that goes up to the, well, there's a trail that goes across that clearing there on the side of Defiance, and then up that Skyline Ridge on the far side of the summit. That's a great hike, a long one. And then down the ridgeline down to Dirty Harry's Peak we did the other day. But here's our trail heading up to Bandara. It starts up that way, then turns, and then it just quits messing around and just goes straight up the side of the ridge. And I'll try and zoom in here. You can see Bill and George picking their way up. I'm guessing it doesn't show as being very steep in this camera, but it's really steep. It's just like a staircase. Let me just go up to the top of the ridge. Give you an idea what this trail is like. It's just a set of stairs heading up. Are on the chest cam, but you can see it's just up one rock after another. Very, very steep. And you can see George and Bill up ahead of me there. We'll catch them in a little bit here as soon as we figure out how to get up this stuff. It's obviously an old climber's route. They found the easiest way up, which meant follow the roads, logging roads down below, which they did. Then when you get up in the open, the goal is the top. Shortest route is straight up, so up you go. At some point in time, they'll probably come along and build a trail, and it'll switch back and be a much easier route than this mess is to get up. Now, I almost caught those guys. I think I'm gonna shut you guys down for a bit and focus on catching up with the group. Can't resist, this is just too beautiful. We get to experience the sunset again as we've been climbing here. The sun has come above the ridge again. So if we keep climbing fast enough, we'll just be right at sunset the whole way up. And there's George and Bill. They're still just a ways above us. Still gonna try and catch those buggers. Now I've got a shadow. So beautiful sunshine. Love hiking in the sunshine. And we're probably 3/4 of the way up to the ridge. We're almost there. Just a little bit more to go. I'll have to try and focus, see if I can put my head down and catch the upper group that's ahead of George and Bill here. And I don't think we're gonna, I think we're gaining on the sunset. It's the full sun above the ridge now. And we're making headway against it as we climb. All right, we're at the top of the ridge. We caught up with David, who's taking a picture of yet another sunset. We passed George and Bill on the steep section. Here they come. David, are you getting anything on your camera?
Absolutely.
Show us what you got. Oh, that's nice.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Kind of cool, artistic, out of focus shot.
Yeah, nice.
Close up, dark, brooding.
Brooding. Oh,
This one is hopeful.
hopeful.
Yes.
Brooding,
Send some of
hopeful.
those to me so we can get them on the strip.
I will. Yeah.
Okay.
This is sassy, I think.
Okay, sassy.
Yeah. And this is impetuous.
Impetuous. Uh-huh. Wow.
Turned out pretty nice. These ones are a little shaky, so I kept taking. I think they're all out of focus of Rainier, but. And there's my desktop. And there's worst play call ever after the Seahawks lost.
Now we don't want to talk about the Seahawks.
We'll move back on here.
All right. Shall we head on up to the top?
Let's do it.
All right. We are in the trees, in the snow. It's icy, but it actually got warm enough today that it's a little bit soft. You can hear David up there kicking some steps. There's just a little spot that's kind of tough to get through. Maybe hop from root to root and rock to rock. And out we come. As soon as we get out of the trees where the sun hits it, all gone. Thank goodness, it was a little slick there in the trees.
Yeah.
So now we're just working our way up the ridge. We'll be at the top in, probably 15 minutes. We'll check in and see the sunset. Let's check out the sunset. Wow, through the trees. Very nice. There it is, in all of its glorious afterglow. I'm not talking about your afterglow, George.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, the sunset. 6:07, okay. We are at the top. At least David and I are. The others are right behind us. It is a spectacular evening. Just amazing. Beautiful sky. See if I can capture I-90 there below us in the valley.
Look at the
It's just,
the moon coming up over there, Doug.
oh yeah, wow.
Is that cool? We got another sunrise, it looks like.
Yeah, yeah. Moon, oh, that's right, the moon was full
It's
last
full.
night.
It's going to be full tonight, actually.
Full tonight?
Yeah.
Tonight's the night.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, that'll be beautiful once it comes up. And we'll walk over here to the edge, look over the edge, and then we're looking out there to
Sweet.
the lights of North Bend
Looks like
and Seattle beyond.
We've got a sunset and a sunrise over here.
nice.
It's just a wonderful night.
Sometime this week is a
There's the afterglow behind McCullen's Butte. And all the way around and up Rainier.
It's not going to be in our neck of the woods.
We come over and see
Usually when we get a lunar eclipse, I can go into my abandoned neighbor's yard.
the moon
Got-
coming up
it's
over
all
granite.
clear from their house all the way back to
Beautiful
the
night.
trees have been cleared out.
There is snow at the top, but you can look over and see bright trees and the sunset. Let me turn my light off here. working our way down the ridge here. See if we can capture any of this. On the way up, we were doing rocks so that we didn't have to step on the ice. We put our traction devices on, as you can see right there, maybe. On the way down, since we got our spikes on, we are trying to find the snow instead. Because the traction devices do great on the ice and snow and lousy on the rocks. And the boots are 180 degrees the opposite.
Where the trail is at.
And wherever there's snow and ice, that's where we want to be. Alright. Still see the lights in North Bend and I-90. And what a nice night. Okay, here's the micro spikes. You can see they've got the chains and the little about half-inch long spikes on the bottom. They're held on by a rubber band, rubber strap around there, and they make an amazing difference on the ice. We are done. We made it down to the trailhead, and we once again cheated death. And Greg beat us all down here and took off, and we thought, oh my God, he took all of his beer and with him, but no. When I got down here, underneath my car, there's a couple of Coronas waiting for me. Thank you, Greg. Glad he took care of me. So about 7 miles, a spectacular night. Stars are out, moon is out. It was a great trip. And once again, we what?
Cheated death.
All right.